we unfortunately got shipwrecked. So at one point, the pirates took our engine, and now we're just drifting in the ocean. And people were giving up hope. So eventually, we got rescued by a Malaysian cruise liner, basically towed to the Malaysian beach.
Yeah.
We were just stranded.
Welcome to the Real Estate Pros Show, where we interview real estate investing professionals from coast to coast, as well as the service providers that serve the real estate investing industry. Our goal is simple: share what's working now to help you improve and scale your business to the next level and meet the pros that can help you get there. Real Estate Pros is powered by Investor Fuel, America's leader in helping real estate investors and professionals build the business you need to live the life you've always dreamed of. Let's start today's show. Property insurance for real estate investors doesn't have to be difficult, but it does need to be there to protect you when you need it. MyInvestorInsurance.com not only provides insurance at 15 to 30% cheaper than traditional agencies, it's built specifically for real estate investors like you. You can set up an account in about 2 minutes, get quotes on properties, turn on and turn off insurance for your fix and flip or rental properties in around 2 minutes without having to talk to anyone directly, all through our portal. There's no better way or faster way to make sure you've got the coverage you need to protect you, and no more lengthy policies either. Once you're set up, you're billed monthly and prorated by the day for however long your policy is active. It's powered by MSI, the third largest independent MGA, with 1.5 million customers and more than $1 billion in cumulative premiums written. Get set up today in about 2 minutes at myinvestorinsurance.com/fuel.
Hey, everybody. Welcome to the Investor Fuel podcast. I'm your host, Skyler Byrd, and today I am joined by Susan Vanderburgh. I'm very, very excited to speak with her because she is doing some good in the world, investing in with a nonprofit and really bringing housing to the less fortunate here. So, Susan, again, I'm excited to speak with you, and welcome to the podcast. Thanks for coming on.
Thank you. I'm so honored to be on your show.
No, well, again, thank you for joining us here. I know everybody's going to get a lot out of this, and you have got, as we were talking before, quite a bit of experience here, and a very interesting background. So before we dive into what you're doing currently, would you mind giving our listeners just a little bit about your background and where you came from and what brought you here?
Okay. Well, I was not born in the United States. I was actually born in Saigon, Vietnam. And back then, now it's, I guess, the name changed a couple of times. At one point, it was known as Ho Chi Minh, but I think it might be back to Saigon. I don't know. Well, I was born into a pretty wealthy family. So my grandfather, my father's father, had land. He had businesses, all types of assets that you can think of between southern China all the way to Vietnam. And then he was so wealthy, and he had 9 kids. So he gave each kid a servant. And I was one of the beneficiaries of that type of luxury. So at the end of the Vietnam War, everything was taken from us because it was the communist, and it was, they had to take everything. So overnight, all of the luxuries disappeared. And I became basically homeless, right? Me, my entire family. All the 20 people who lived in the home, we were kicked out. We had to go back to wherever everybody came from. That's where they went back. It could be like a little village or somewhere out away from the home that we knew was home. So my parents decided they were going to take us out of the country. And at the time it was illegally, we were going to escape whatever back then. And my parents, anyway, my mother's mother, my grandmother, saved up enough gold for us to basically flee the country. But she had to stay behind because she had 3 younger kids. And so there was enough gold just for me, my father, my mother, 2 sisters, and an uncle. And we boarded a ship that was supposed to be a fishing boat. And I was told, we're going to go on a little trip. I'm like, oh, cool. Little vacation, right? Well, anyway, it was not really a vacation because we were leaving the country. Never planning on really coming back to the country. And we unfortunately got shipwrecked. We got robbed by pirates.
Oh my God.
Multiple times.
Stop living on an island and join the #1 mastermind in America for professional real estate investors. Investor Fuel is a community of hundreds of the nation's top investors working together to build stronger businesses and better lives. In addition to the amazing community of real estate investors acting as a board of advisors for one another, Investor Fuel members have access to 100% funding on purchase and repairs for our members only, a health insurance program, and benefits and discounts that more than pays for the membership of most of our members, meaning it's actually costing you money to not be a member of Investor Fuel. If you're looking to scale your business and build a business that allows you to live the life of your dreams, please visit investorfuel.com today and book a call with our team.
And we had to be like stranded basically in the seas before anyone could come say they were rescuing us. So at one point, the pirates took our engine, and now we're just drifting in the ocean somewhere. And people were giving up hope, but there were people who were not giving up hope. They were just saying, somebody will come see us and rescue us. So eventually we got rescued by a Malaysian cruise liner, basically towed to the Malaysian beach. And we slept on the beach for about a week, all of us, like sort of like sunbathing, but not really.
Yeah.
We were just stranded.
And
the
how old were
government,
you at this point?
I was about 3
Oh,
3 years
gee,
old.
okay. Yeah, so you
Yeah.
really had no idea what was going on. Yeah.
Well, I was like, well, I guess I was in for the trip, whatever trip it was.
Yeah.
I was just a little kid, but I noticed people were not very happy, you know. One guy died because he went overboard. There was one kid who was next to me. He got his fingers smashed when the boat was like docking. He had
Okay.
his fingers out there and he wasn't paying attention or didn't listen when the adults said, "Don't put your fingers out there."
Yeah.
So he lost his 4 fingers. And I was next to him too. It was really weird.
Yeah.
So we were stranded and we were on the beach. The government did not have any funds to take care of people who just happened to be like towed to their beach.
Yeah.
So we were, I guess we were lucky because the Malaysians, they all got together. The villagers got together and they put together what you would now term as a refugee camp. So they put planks on top of planks and just created these like it's not even a house. So each quarter was basically partitioned by either fishing nets or mosquito nets. You know anyway.
Yeah.
So that's how we lived. There were like 200 I guess at least 200 of us, and we were stuck there for about 18 months. The villagers helped us, and we got rations of food. And then my mother was a seamstress, master tailor. So she made clothing for villagers and refugees, and then in return we got food, whatever rations. And my father was a medic in the Vietnam War, so he took care of people's ailments, whatever they happened to be, and he got cigarettes and whatever else people could pay him,
Yeah.
And we survived that way for about 18 months or so. We were luckily sponsored by an anonymous benefactor, who I later on found out was a relative of ours from France, and he remained anonymous for a very long time. So anyway, we first stop was Philadelphia.
Yeah.
Where we found we didn't find, but this guy found us. That's when I found philanthropy, basically. He took us to his house, gave us like a holiday dinner, and I was like, I thought he was our servant, but he wasn't.
Yeah.
Remember, I was still delusional little
3
kid.
years old. Yeah, of course.
I was like, I thought everybody was our servant. Even when we moved to an apartment building in San Francisco, I thought all of our neighbors were our servants. I was going around each door knocking, like, hey, could you do this and for me, and do this and that. I didn't speak English at the time, so they're probably, well, yeah, let's give this girl whatever she wants. And then one day I asked somebody to take out our garbage or whatever I had, and then the person followed back to my apartment. The studio was a studio, so like 7 of us were crammed in there. And he talked to my mother, and my mother didn't speak English either, so whatever it was, the exchange was she's running around and asking people for stuff. Stop it.
If you're looking for consistent, high-quality leads, look no further than Investor Machine. Investor Machine isn't just another agency. It's the most sophisticated, data-driven lead generation company on the planet for real estate investors, and serves the role of being not just a lead generator for your business, but a marketing partner that is helping you achieve your goals along the way. Go to investormachine.com to learn more and schedule a call with our team today.
Yeah.
So my
Yeah.
brother said, "Why are you bothering everybody?" You know, I said, "I thought they were our servants,"
Yeah.
and she said, "No, we don't have that right here. We don't have that
Yeah.
here." You know,
Yeah. Big
so
adjustment. Yeah.
that was our transition from like beginning of life, like in California or in the United States. Yep.
And now, as you got into real estate, as we were talking before,
Mm-hmm.
why don't you tell everybody a little bit about like your first jump into real estate and why that happened?
Yeah, I think I just have a knack of bugging people. Just we
Yeah.
started. It was 1998 when I was like, okay, I want to buy a house. I want to buy a place. I want my own house, but it's not just for me to live in, but for me to try to make some money, rent it out. So a majority of the realtors I contacted, they didn't take me seriously. They're like, you don't have money. And I'm like, oh, okay, how do I get money? Well, you need to go get a loan. So I'm directed from one lender to another lender just to try to get a loan. And of course I was too young and they just didn't take me seriously and I just kept getting the runaround. So then I later on, this one realtor really like threw me over the edge when he yelled at me the next day after I sent him a message on his, back then we had pagers. So I sent a message to him on his pager. He yelled at me, "Why are you texting me at 2 a.m?" I'm like, I didn't expect you to call me back. He didn't like
Yeah.
that. He did
Yeah, I
not like
bet.
that. So I said, I'm just going to go get my own license and then I can go in and any home whenever, and I'll just do this myself. So
There you go.
that's how I got licensed. So 2002, I got licensed. And then 13 years later, I became unlicensed because I was doing a lot of work for a whole bunch of people who said that they were investors, but they were not really investors. They were just wasting my time. And what I did for them was basically I went and checked on each property, checked on the comps, checked what you need to do to make sure this property is worth, like after you buy it, you can flip it. What can you do? So I was running the comps for them. I was running all the numbers, all the repairs. I checked for any kind of leaks, for anything that you can think of that you could do to make it a profitable transaction. And then I was eventually not paid for that, right? And my brokers got upset. I'm like, gosh,
Yeah.
everybody's just upset with me for this. And I'm doing all this work, but I'm not getting paid, right? So he said, why are you doing this? I said, I guess I just want to help. I want to make sure that I can build people's portfolios. And I did build people's portfolios,
Yeah.
but I wasn't getting paid for doing that. So I thought, I'm just going to build my own portfolio, right? I know how to do it. So I did. I
Yeah.
started doing that.
Nice.
But I didn't initially buy the tangibles like to invest in. Of course, after the Bay Area, I was basically buying notes or backing the notes. And then 2020 was when I started buying more tangibles and including not going to the properties and just making offers
Yeah.
without touring.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's really interesting though because it's like, okay, everything you were doing, as a profession kind of led up to giving you the skills that you needed to actually evaluate these multifamily
Yep,
homes, and commercial properties. So, I mean, it sounds like you got into it in the right way. It's definitely
possibly.
well, investing in commercial properties and multifamily homes is something I looked
Mhm.
into, like,
Okay.
just me personally, probably um, 5, 6 years ago. But to be honest, I just couldn't figure it out. I didn't know how I would ever really be able to evaluate a
Yeah,
property and feel confident in it, myself. So um, I think having that background, had to have served you really well for that.
yes.
And today, you have a nonprofit, and why don't you tell everybody about what you're doing there?
Okay. So I'm the founder and CEO of a nonprofit. The name of it is American Society of Community Benefits.
If you're a new or newer real estate investor looking to launch or grow your real estate investing business, please check out Investor Fuel Club. It's a coaching community, but unlike anything you've ever seen before. And you can actually partner with members of our mastermind from coast to coast on deals right in your market. There's no better opportunity to build a consistent business than to literally partner with pros to help you avoid costly mistakes, avoid the need for capital to do deals, and help you eliminate your fears as you're starting your business. Learn more about Investor Fuel Club at investorfuel.com/club.
What we do is we provide housing for veterans, domestic abuse survivors, and youth aging out of foster care. So initially, we were going to use the nonprofit to purchase real estate and to basically further our mission of providing the housing to the demographics that we cited with the IRS. But later on, I decided, okay, we do have 16 people on our boards between advisory and the general board of directors. But all of us are just so busy. We have our own businesses to run. And the mission that we have is huge. We need a lot more capital. We need a lot more people. And I thought for a nonprofit to try to buy the property, to do that is just difficult. It's just like really difficult. Because we'll be relying on huge donations and sponsorships. And I don't think I'm that famous to do all of that. We don't have a celebrity on our boards to like generate millions of dollars.
Yeah, The Rock's not a part of the board of directors or anything? No?
One day,
fair enough.
I hope to meet The Rock one day. He's been part of my various campaigns. I don't know if he knows that, but yeah. Hello, Rock.
Hey, there you go.
Hello,
I'm
Dwayne.
sure he's listening.
I hope so. Yeah, come see me in California.
Absolutely.
Let's have some tea. Bring your girls.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll have some fun. Mm-hmm.
All right, and you're looking at acquiring properties, from what I understand, all across the United States, and is that correct, or are you focusing just on specific areas in general?
Well, the reason why I transitioned or changed the thought from using the nonprofit to buy real estate, well, there were a couple of reasons. One is that once the property is bought by the nonprofit, it stays within the nonprofit. Even if we were to change hands or, later on, the property stays within the nonprofit. It's always the nonprofit property. So I thought that would make it very difficult for transitioning the houses or the properties, depending on who is the CEO and the next board members. So I decided, okay, I'm going to have my LLC purchase the properties, and then we will have the housing operators operate these homes across the nation, wherever these properties end up being. So as a housing operator trying to get into doing this, it's very difficult. For one reason is that a lot of the landlords do not want to rent to tenants to run these types of homes, unfortunately. And then second is like, we need money, right? We need the capital to buy these properties. And sometimes you need to fix them up, or you just have to make sure that they are good enough to house the people, right? So there are certain parameters like what I want to look for is at least 5 bedrooms, 2 baths, about 2,000 square feet, no more than 350,000. So this being like realistic with the numbers, and we can house no more than 2 people per room, because there are certain criteria to meet, like overcrowding and for health and safety and privacy issues. And in California, we have that rule, which is like 50 to 70 square feet between the beds, no more than 2 people per room, depending on the type of house you're running. And then we have no more than 5 unrelated people in the house. So there's all those little rules.
Yeah, absolutely.
Depending on the county as well. Yep.
And so let me ask you, I mean, right now, how are you finding these buildings? Are people reaching out to you that want to operate these type of homes already, or are you actively seeking out people to do that for you?
Okay, so I have a huge obsession with real estate.
All right, that's a good thing.
It's a huge obsession. Like if you put me in front of a computer and I'm on, realtor.com or whatever, any kind of like real estate related group, I am looking at property. I could do this like all day, literally from sunrise to like next day. Okay. So I have a problem. I have it like, that's like my addiction. So I guess that's the other reason why I am not a licensed realtor, because I would be doing that for free. So I was telling a lot of these people who want to do this with us is that I will not look for property for you. And there's a good reason for that. And I explained to them, I wouldn't be making money if I did that all day long, but I want them to do it. I want them to find the property, tell us that they like it, and then we will figure out how to buy it and then rent it out to them. And we wouldn't have give them a hard time, like
Yeah.
what are you trying to do, because
Yeah.
I already know what these types of homes are.
Hmm.
I already know, so I can trust them to run these homes properly.
Okay. Nice. Nice. And currently, so do you have homes in California and I believe it was Illinois, or do you have any in California right now?
Not in California that are operating as transitional housing, no, because they're a little bit tough. Basically for the price range. So 350,
Yeah.
we're in the desert.
Yeah. I was going to say you'll be in the middle of nowhere for that in California. That's for
Where
sure.
would we be? Let's see. Somewhere in the desert. So, so in California, we had to scale up a little bit with the pricing, because, well, it depends on what kind of homes we have. Some of the the counties would pay enough where we can purchase a home and make it worthwhile for the operator and for us. Um, so yes, we have in California, I have about 3 people searching for a home. Yay. I know. Exciting. So we're waiting to see how that goes. Remember, I'm not looking for the homes for them. So
Yeah.
they have to,
They get to
I'm
come
like,
to you. Yeah.
yes, they
Learned
need
your
to.
lesson.
And
Yeah,
then,
absolutely.
yes. And then I will figure out how to get financing to
Okay.
purchase the homes. And we have like 5 people in Washington who are looking, about 6 people in Florida who are looking, about 3 people in Texas, a couple in Illinois. Illinois is a little bit tough because, just depending on which part of Illinois, it's a little bit tough. So I have Northern Illinois. They want me to buy their property because they already have a house in there. And I'm like, well, I need to see who wants to be out there to run this for sure.
Yeah.
Um, yeah. So anyway, he started it, but he didn't do it right. So,
Yeah, it seems like a very niche space where you
hmm
certainly have to know what you're doing. And
yes.
I could be wrong about this, but it seems like there's probably not too many people that are out there looking for, in this space. Is that right? Or is it
Well,
something that kind of grows?
believe it or not, it's becoming a trend.
Okay.
I'm like, oh no, I need to hurry up.
I know. Can't let too many people get in
My
before
gosh.
you're cemented there.
I feel like we are still doing what we're doing differently. We're still doing it differently than other people. Because our LLC is buying the properties and then we're renting them out to the operators. And at one point, if the operators want to partner with us, they certainly can. I mean, initially it would be like we will be the tenant, we would be the we will be the owner and the landlord, and then they will be the housing operator and the tenant. So, but we could still do it as like seller, like we'll carry back the financing and sell it to them. So we can do it that way too. But they have to want to do this,
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
a commitment.
Yeah. Yeah. They have to
Yeah.
want to be a partner and actually run everything and be responsible
Yes.
for that. Understood. All right.
Yes.
Well, Susan, we're kind of coming up on time here,
Well, that was
and
fast.
I know, hey, it flies when you're having
Wow.
fun.
Of course.
And so, before we go here, let me ask you. I mean, if somebody wants to get in touch with you and your company, if if they have a property they want to run or anything that way, how can people find you?
Okay, so the easiest way is just email me. I'm probably gonna get a lot of spam after this. Should I give you the email address?
You can give me whatever you
Oh,
think works
okay.
best. If it's
Okay.
social media, email,
All
whatever
right.
you'd like.
All right.
Yeah.
So I guess because this is a podcast that we can all trust others, that's fine. I'll give you guys the email.
Okay.
It's so the company name is Fair Play Network LLC. So we have FPN, serviceonline@gmail.com. That's our general email address. Later on, I mean, we do have a URL, fpnserviceonline.com. So go there, but it's a very generic website. We don't talk much about what we do because we have not been advertising, mostly because we don't really want to advertise.
It's understandable. All right. Okay. Well, Susan, I
Yeah,
really have to thank you for your time today. I mean, you have
thank you.
got an amazing story, an amazing background, and again, you're doing a lot of good out there. So I'm really glad that we got a chance to talk. And yeah, for our listeners out there, if you guys got value from this, or if you want to get in touch with Susan, please, subscribe to the podcast here. We have got more interviews like this kind of coming down the pipe. So be on the lookout for those, and we'll see you all at the next episode.
Thanks for joining us for today's Real Estate Pros Show. You can learn more about the amazing benefits of the Investor Fuel Mastermind community, including surrounding yourself with hundreds of other rock stars, 100% financing for your deals, and members-only discounts from vendors you're likely already using that, as a member of Investor Fuel, will save you more than the cost of your membership. Visit investorfuel.com to learn more. If you're interested in joining us as a guest of this show, please visit investorfuel.com/pros to apply. You can also check the show notes for access to free resources, how to get access to world-class lead generation, and much more. Don't forget to subscribe so you never miss another episode. Have a great day. We'll see you on the next show.